more can I say?
Top billing.
All right, Top Billing. I know you guys wanted me to go back to like 2007 and talk about Bo Pelini's time at LSU and get into the scheme. Maybe we can do that down the road, but I'm more pragmatic in what I do. You guys know that, right? So I needed to see what my boy has been up to, right? Obviously, I've watched Youngstown State on quite a few different occasions, especially when it won the national championship. However, I wanted to update that and make sure everything was still copacetic and to make sure he hadn't added anything or maybe switched to an odd front. But, hey, as you see right here, still getting it in, baby. Base down, even front defense, 6 techniques, running with the nickel. So they're going against 11 personnel right here. All right, so with LSU's roster, you have endless possibilities. So all this stuff is dancing through my mind. Walk with me here. In an even front, your off-ball linebacker, suppose it was Damone Clark as your MAC backer. Your strong side linebacker could be somebody like Marcel Brooks, and then your weak side linebacker could be someone like Jacoby Stevens. Like, imagine that right there. Like, you wouldn't lose anything if somebody tried to play you as far as not letting you substitute. You could still combat that, being able to go against the run, right? Especially with the big guys they have up front, like my man Siaki Ika, Tyler Shelvin still there, and Logan and these guys, man. Like, come on, you can protect these guys. That's what having an even front does for you, right? And you can have smaller linebackers because they're protected up front with there being 4 bodies, and especially with the type of bodies that LSU has, right? So imagine the speed you would get on the field having Brooks and Stevens as 2 of your guys on the outside. Those guys will be able to kind of man up in the slot, right? You would try to teach Marcel Brooks something like that. Endless possibilities. But, of course, you can go to your nickel packages and bring in your Cardell Flotts and people like that who I would like to see come in. But on the back end, of course, with Kerry Vincent as your field safety, and then your close formation guy will be a guy like maybe Todd Harris. A lot of speed, a lot of size, guys who can get after it. The thing about this, though, right, so this makes some of these edge players a little bit more in vogue to me, because when you're running out of an odd front, what keeps these edge players off the field is the fact that they're linebackers. Like, people think about them as edge players. They're linebackers. They still have to flat hook, right? They still cover the flat. They have to work hook zones. Sometimes you see them in man covers. They have to do a lot of stuff. In an even front, put their hand in the dirt, get after the passer. 9 times out of 10, you do that. This is easier transition. So that makes a guy like Jordan Birch, think about him. Plug and play. Come right in and play. Tell me that wouldn't be dope. You can kind of have him as your anchor in and be able to support the run game on his side, and you can also allow him to kick inside. So he's already 275 pounds. Chances are he getting that LSU weight program, he can be 290-something pounds. So definitely a guy you probably see on the interior, but he can also have versatility within the spectrum of the defense for the simple fact that there's 4 defensive linemen down there now. All right, deployment against 10 personnel. You see the bump out here, right? Having to work that flat just in case that running back goes, but he's going to play the run on the way to the pass. So he gets to stand up in the 2-point stance. Plenty of guys you can see do that role from LSU. And you get in those situations. Maybe you take your strong side backer like a Marcel Brooks, and you put him in that particular situation, let him rush the passer, which he did this particular season. Last season. Also, if we look here, you see an inside technique being played by the nickel corner. Obviously, just one linebacker on the field. You can use that to be whomever. That could be a Jacoby Stevens right there, and you just get nothing but speed out there on the field. Cardell Flott out there. Maybe a guy like Jay Ward. Still have Vincent and Harris back there. Could expect mostly man coverage from the corners. A lot of split safety looks, which is ideal with some of these offenses that are really tailor-made to push the ball down the field. But, yeah, you're going to see a lot of single high stuff as well. You see a lot of off-man coverage. You see a lot of press-man coverage. You can see third coverage, right? A third of the field being covered by in that 3-deep zone type situation. Multiple defense. That's all I can't say it enough. You're going to see a multiple defense from Bo Pelini. LSU already built for situations like this, so your extreme dime package type situations. You got just one down lineman, so your Andre Anthony's, Ray Thorntons, and guys like that can be in here. You can empty the personnel without having to really compromise who you are. I believe in this Bo Pelini defense. Everybody can get a turn. It should be pretty successful, right? Maybe not right away because you are switching schemes. But, man, give it some time. I think it can be very successful. And hopefully Bo Pelini is not in a rush to get back to being a head coach at a major program. You can let it simmer a little bit. When they start really honing in on getting guys to fit the scheme to a T, you're going to see some really good stuff. All right, money down. Still have your two crash backers ready to get after it in a motorcycle stance. Two off-ball linebackers bluffing a double-A gap blitz. You got man-to-man, press man coverage into the boundary, off-man coverage in the field. Also running with a two-deep shell split safety coverage look. All right, on this one you can see press man on both sides of the formation and the safety being walked down into traffic to be able to combat some stuff underneath. So my man's running pretty much with the same wave he had when he was at Nebraska and then when he was previously at LSU. Got to get those 6-7 techniques, defensive ends, get those guys to really get upfield. They don't have to worry about anything pinning their ears back for the most part, but also got to have a little bit of versatility with them when they put them in the motorcycle stands, put them up on their feet, have them work a little bit of flat duty, just to show a little bit of versatility within the scheme. But the versatility is going to come from the personnel. LSU has vast personnel, and I think it will get to put to use even in an odd front conversion to an even. So there you have it. Of course, I'm going to have much more, but I just wanted to really go through and show you some of the basics here in pictures before we get to some video stuff. Because to be honest with you, the video stuff, you can show stuff all day long, blitz packages, fabricated schemes, and everything of the sort. But if you don't learn anything from me, man, learn this. Defense is about effort. Defense is about coaching up your players, whereas offense is mostly about the scheme. So people are always like, oh, I want a 3-4, we want a 4-3 and this and that. You can have success in both, right? It's a little bit different than offense. You got to be able to coach that effort up. And you know Pelini's going to get the most out of his players. He's going to be screaming like you wouldn't believe all up in their faces. Get ready for some tough love out there. I love it. Those are the type of coaches that I love, right? Most of you guys out there softer than a toddler's ass, and you might cry if your coach yells at you. Oh, don't yell at me, man. Somebody get these boys measured for a thong that fits correctly, all right? With that being said, it's your boy Murf, the Underground King, top billing sports. Can't wait to see Bo Pelini back in action. Been waiting for that for a long time. Big fan of his, and we'll see how it goes. All right, but I have much more on the subject. But, of course, I am out. Peace.
What more can I say? Top billing.